The roar of the crowd at Madison Square Garden drowned out everything except the pounding in my chest. Jordan, my best friend, my secret muse, knelt on stage under the blinding lights, slipping a diamond ring onto his girlfriend's finger as 50,000 fans cheered. But as he sang the proposal song I'd written for him, words that poured from my soul about eternal love and hidden desires, I realized this was the end of our unspoken truth, the moment his public facade shattered my hidden world. I stood backstage, invisible as always, clutching the notebook where I'd scribbled those lyrics late at night in our shared apartment. Jordan and I had met 5 years ago at a dingy open mic in Brooklyn, both 22 and chasing dreams in the cutthroat music scene. He was the charismatic frontman with a voice like velvet thunder, drawing crowds with his raw emotion. I was the quiet lyricist, crafting words that made his songs hit the charts. Our partnership was magic. His melodies intertwined with my verses, turning personal pain into platinum hits. But beneath the success lurked something deeper, something we'd never named. It started innocently enough. Late-night sessions in his cramped studio, pizza boxes scattered, debating rhymes until dawn. I'd catch him staring a beat too long, his hazel eyes lingering on mine, and I'd feel a spark I couldn't ignore. One night, after a particularly grueling rewrite, he leaned in close, his breath warm against my ear. "Julian, these words, they're like you're inside my head." I laughed it off, but my heart raced. I was gay, out to a few close friends, but Jordan? He came from a conservative family in Texas, where being anything but straight was a sin unspoken. His parents, devout Baptists, funded his early demos but expected him to settle down with a nice girl someday. I knew the pressure he faced, the agents whispering about marketability, the fans idolizing his all-American image. As our songs climbed the Billboard charts, the tension grew. Whispers in the Dark, our first big hit, was about forbidden longing. Fans assumed it was for some mystery woman, but I'd written it after a weekend trip to the Hamptons where Jordan and I shared a beach house. We'd walked the shore at midnight, waves crashing, and he'd confessed his fears of never finding the one. I wanted to tell him then that he was my one, but the words stuck. Instead, I poured it into lyrics. In the shadows we dance alone, hearts entangled, fears unknown. He sang it with such passion on stage, eyes sometimes flicking to where I stood in the wings, that I wondered if he felt it too. But family ties pulled tight. His mother called weekly, probing about girlfriends, reminding him of church values. "Don't let this city corrupt you, son," she'd say. Jordan laughed it off in front of me, but I saw the guilt-etched lines on his face. Once, after a call, he slammed his phone down. "They think success means nothing without a family, a real one." I nodded, swallowing my own ache. My parents, liberal New Yorkers, had accepted me years ago, but I hid my feelings for Jordan, fearing it'd ruin our bond, our career. The proposal wasn't out of nowhere. Emily, his girlfriend of a year, was perfect on paper. A publicist with a megawatt smile, always at events, posting couple goals on Instagram. Jordan introduced her casually, but I saw the strain. "She's great, Julian. Stabilizes me." I forced a smile, ignoring the jealousy clawing inside. I'd written songs for them too, Eternal Flame, about commitment and forever, but twisted them from my unrequited love. Now, watching her accept the ring, tears streaming, the crowd erupting, I felt betrayed. Not by her, but by him, by us. I slipped out the back door into the chilly New York night, hailing a cab to his apartment. Packing my things felt like ripping out pages from my notebook. Hours later, my phone buzzed. "Jordan, where are you? We need to celebrate." I didn't answer. Instead, I left a note. "Congrats. The words were always yours. Find your own now." As the cab pulled away, I wondered if he'd even notice I was gone. The next morning, headlines blared. Jordan Hayes proposes in epic concert moment. Social media exploded with congratulations, but a few fans speculated. Why did the lyrics feel so personal? I crashed at a friend's couch in Queens, scrolling through comments that unknowingly dissected my heart. One read, "These songs scream hidden pain. Is Jordan okay?" I wasn't. The industry buzzed. Agents called, assuming I'd handle the wedding album. But I ignored them all, staring at the ceiling, replaying every glance, every late-night confession. Jordan showed up 2 days later, banging on the door. "Julian, open up." My friend let him in, eyeing us warily. He looked wrecked, hair disheveled, eyes red. "What the hell? You vanish after my big night." I crossed my arms. "Your big night, not ours." He paced, confused. "Ours? We're a team." I laughed bitterly. "Team? I wrote every love song you've sung. And you know why they resonate? Because they're about you, about us." The words hung heavy. His face paled. "What are you saying?" I took a breath. "I'm gay, Jordan. And those lyrics? They were my way of loving you without saying it." Silence stretched. He sank onto the couch, head in hands. I didn't know. Or maybe I did. But what? The family expectations? The career? Society's glare? He glanced up, torn. "Emily. She's safe. She's what they want." They being everyone but him. I nodded, the pain sharp. "And what do you want?" He didn't answer, just left quietly, the door clicking shut like a final chord. That confrontation lingered, a turning point. Jordan canceled interviews, citing exhaustion. Rumors swirled. Creative differences with his lyricist. I took freelance gigs, writing for others, but the spark was gone. Friends urged me to move on. But how? He'd been my world. Then, a month later, he called. "Meet me at our old spot, the Brooklyn Cafe where it all began." I went, heart guarded. He was there, alone, no ring on his finger. "Wait, what?" "I called it off," he said softly. "Couldn't go through with it." My pulse quickened. "Why?" He met my eyes. "Because the songs, they're about us." I see that now. Hope flickered, but doubt loomed. Was this real, or just fear of losing his hitmaker? We sat in that dimly lit Brooklyn cafe, steam rising from untouched coffees, the weight of unspoken years pressing down. Jordan's confession hung in the air like a suspended note, begging for resolution. "Julian, I've been blind," he admitted, voice low. "Or scared. Growing up in Texas, my folks drilled it in man, woman, family, God. Anything else was wrong." I nodded, remembering his stories of church picnics and stern lectures. But here in New York, away from that, he'd built a life, our life, yet clung to the facade. I pushed back. "Scared? You've sung my words to millions, words dripping with the kind of love society questions. And now," he ran a hand through his hair, "now I question everything. Calling off the engagement wrecked Emily. She thinks it's cold feet. My parents? They're furious, calling it a phase, demanding I come home to straighten out." The irony stung. I felt a mix of pity and anger. And me? Was I just convenient? The guy who makes you sound deep without the risk? He flinched. "No. You're more. Always have been." We talked for hours, dissecting memories. The all-nighters where our knees brushed under the table. The celebratory hugs that lingered too long after awards shows. He'd felt it too, he said, but buried it under expectations. His agent warned against rumors that could tank sales. Fans adored the heartthrob image. Coming out? It'd be career suicide, he whispered. I countered, or freedom, but I knew the stakes. Lost endorsements, family estrangement, tabloid scrutiny. Leaving the cafe, we walked aimlessly through Prospect Park, leaves crunching underfoot. For the first time, he took my hand, tentative, glancing around. No one noticed, but it felt revolutionary. "What now?" I asked. He squeezed. "Give me time. I need to figure this out." Time? I'd given years. But I agreed, hope overriding caution. Back in the industry, whispers grew. Jordan's social media went dark. My name surfaced in forums as the mystery collaborator behind his hits. A producer friend pulled me aside at a mixer. Heard you two had a fallout. Want in on a new project? I declined, loyal despite the hurt. Meanwhile, Jordan faced backlash at home. His father emailed ultimatums. Fix this or you're cut off. His mother prayed over the phone, quoting scripture about temptation. We started meeting secretly, coffee runs disguised as work sessions, walks in Central Park at odd hours. Each time, the connection deepened. One evening, in my new tiny apartment, we pored over old demos. Remember this? He played a track, my lyrics about stolen moments. As it ended, he leaned in, our foreheads touching. No kiss, just intimacy, raw and real. I think I'm falling, he murmured. My heart soared, but reality crashed. Falling where? Into hiding. The conflict escalated. Emily confronted him publicly at a charity gala, tears and accusations drawing paparazzi. You used me, she cried. Jordan fled, calling me in panic. It's everywhere. My team's spinning it as mutual. I rushed over, finding him pacing. This is the price, I said. For what? Us. He nodded, but doubt flickered. That night, we talked till dawn about dreams deferred, the ethics of deception. Was loving him enabling his denial, or fighting for us moral? Weeks later, his parents flew in, ambushing him at dinner. I waited nearby, anxious. He texted, hell. Later, he recounted. Accusations of city sins. Demands to see a therapist for confusion. They think you're influencing me, he said bitterly. Influencing? Like love was a virus. I urged therapy, not to fix him, but to unpack the guilt. He agreed, starting sessions with a discreet counselor. But progress was slow. Highs of stolen afternoons contrasted with lows. A fan backlash when an old interview resurfaced. Jordan dodging questions about his type. Social media trolls speculated, some supportive, others vicious. Is Jordan gay? Explains the emo lyrics. He obsessed over comments, spiraling. What if they're right? What if I'm just broken? I held him. You're not. Society is. Then came the betrayal. At a label meeting, his agent proposed a rebound single upbeat, hetero love anthem. Jordan hesitated but agreed, asking me to write it. Just this once, to buy time. I refused. No more lies. He pleaded. For us. But it felt like a step back. We argued fiercely, voices raised, doors slammed. You're choosing them over me, I shouted. He left in anger, silence following. Days turned to weeks. I threw myself into solo work, penning raw pieces about unrequited love. One caught fire on SoundCloud, fans connecting dots to Jordan. Rumors peaked. Julian outs Jordan in diss track? He called, furious. You're destroying me. No, I shot back. I'm saving myself. The call ended in tears, his or mine, I couldn't tell. Reconciliation came unexpectedly. At a low-key gig in the village, I performed my new song. Midway, Jordan appeared in the crowd, eyes locked on mine. After backstage, he apologized. I was wrong. Therapy's helping. I told my parents the truth. Shock hit. And disowned for now. But I'm free. We embraced the weight lifting. Yet, freedom's price loomed. Career dips, lost friends. Was it worth it? Freedom tasted bittersweet in the weeks that followed. Jordan moved into a modest loft in Harlem, cutting ties with his high-profile life. No more glitzy events. Instead, quiet dinners where we cooked pasta and debated lyrics. But the disownment haunted him. Late nights staring at old family photos, voice cracking as he recounted his father's parting words. You're no son of mine. I comforted him, but guilt gnawed. Had my love pushed him to this? Society's judgment amplified. A tabloid leaked the story. Pop star Jordan Hayes comes out amid family feud. Comments flooded. support from LGBTQ plus allies, vitriol from conservatives. Ruined his career for a phase. Jordan's streams dipped. Sponsors pulled out. His agent dropped him, citing image issues. "This is what I feared," he confessed one night, head on my shoulder. "But with you, it's worth it." Was it? I questioned my role. Savior or catalyst for ruin? We rebuilt slowly. I introduced him to my circle, out friends who shared stories of similar struggles. At a pride event in the village, hidden in the crowd, he held my hand openly for the first time. Joy surged, but so did fear. A passerby sneered, "Fags." Jordan tensed, old instincts kicking in. Later, he admitted, "I wanted to hide." Therapy delved deeper, internalized homophobia, the moral quandary of defying faith. Was I wrong to leave them? He'd ask. I'd counter, wrong to live a lie? Conflicts arose internally. My career surged with authenticity. Labels courted me for solo projects. Jordan, sidelined, grew resentful. "You're thriving while I'm fading." Arguments flared. "I gave up everything for us," he'd yell. I'd retort, "I waited years in shadows." One fight ended with him storming out, crashing at a friend's. Panic hit. Was this the end? He returned dawn, apologetic. "I'm scared of losing you too." Family pressure mounted. His sister, the only ally, secretly called. "Mom's heartbroken, but Dad's unyielding. Give them time." Jordan wavered, considering reconciliation on their terms. "Maybe if I explain." I snapped. "Explain what?" "That love is conditional." The ethical dilemma tore at us. Was family blood thicker than chosen love? Or abandonment justified? A turning point. Jordan's comeback gig at a small Brooklyn venue. I wrote the set list, honest songs about identity loss. Nervous, he took the stage. Midway, he dedicated one to me. "To the man who showed me truth." The crowd cheered. Viral clips spread. Support poured in, fans shared coming out stories. But backlash too. Protests outside. Hate mail. One night, a brick through our window with a slur. Terror gripped us. "Is this the price?" Jordan whispered, bandaging a cut. We pressed charges, but doubt crept. His parents reached out via email. "Come home. We can fix this." Temptation flickered. Over coffee, he confessed, "Part of me wants to." Betrayal stung. "Go then. Live the lie." Tears fell. "I can't. But it hurts." We clung together, navigating the storm. As months passed, resilience built. Jordan collaborated with indie artists, embracing his truth. I supported, but sacrifices weighed. Missed holidays, strained finances. Friends questioned our choices. Was coming out worth the fallout? We'd debate late nights, morality of self versus society. One evening, walking the High Line, he stopped. "Julian, marry me." Shock. "Here? Now?" He laughed. "Someday, when we're ready." Hope reignited, but reality loomed. Yet, another betrayal lurked. An old flame from Texas contacted Jordan. Mark, a closeted high school crush. "Just talking," Jordan said. But texts grew frequent, nostalgic. Jealousy brewed. Confronting him, "Is this escape?" He denied, "It's closure." But I saw the pull, familiar comfort without the fight. The climax hit at a family reunion invite. Jordan decided to go alone. To heal. I agreed, uneasy. Days later, he returned distant. "They want me back. If I repent." Rage boiled. "And you?" Silence. I said no, but it tempted me. Trust cracked. We argued. "You're still ashamed." He countered, "You're pushing too hard." The night ended in separation, him on the couch, me in tears. Reconciliation dawned with therapy's help. "We both carry wounds," the counselor said. Jordan opened. "I betrayed you by wavering." I admitted, "I feared losing you." Forged stronger, but scars remained. Scars don't fade overnight, and ours etched deeper as life's pressures mounted. Jordan's indie revival gained traction. A feature on a queer artist's album went viral, drawing a new fanbase. "Authentic Jordan slays," comments read. But old wounds reopened when his father suffered a heart attack. The call came mid-rehearsal. "Come home, son. He might not make it." Jordan froze, conflict raging. "If I go, it's on their terms." I urged, "Go for you. Forgiveness isn't weakness." He flew to Texas, leaving me in New York with gnawing anxiety. Texts were sparse, tense. Then a call. "Dad's stable, but they cornered me." Pastor present, praying for my soul. Pressure to renounce his lifestyle. Jordan resisted, but the emotional toll showed. "They say I'm killing him with stress." Guilt twisted. Was our love destructive? Moral quandary peaked. Personal happiness versus familial duty. Back home, he was changed, quieter, reflective. "I told them I love you." Dad cried. A breakthrough? Or manipulation? We navigated cautiously. Society's mirror reflected harshly. A conservative talk show lambasted Jordan as Hollywood's fallen idol. Boycotts threatened his gigs. "Why fight?" he'd mutter. I'd remind, "For us, for others." Internal battles intensified. Jordan struggled with identity, nights questioning if he was truly gay or conditioned. Therapy unpacked. Bisexual leanings? But labels felt confining. "I love you, Julian. That's real." Yet doubt seeded arguments. One exploded over dinner. "Are you sure? Or settling?" He slammed his fork. "Settling? I lost everything." Hurt echoed. We slept apart, silence deafening. Reconnection came through music. We co-wrote a ballad, "Fractured Hearts," about choices' costs. Recording it, vulnerabilities surfaced. "I'm sorry," he whispered, "for doubting us." Embrace followed, but fragility lingered. Then, the ultimate test. Mark reappeared, visiting New York for business. Jordan met him for coffee. Old friends. I trusted, but suspicion grew when he returned late. Evasive. Nothing happened, but a text I glimpsed. "Missed this." Confrontation. Betraying us? Tears. It was a kiss. I'm confused. World shattered. Get out. Alone, I spiraled, questioning every moment. Friends consoled. He chose fear, but love's pull remained. Jordan begged forgiveness. It was a mistake, testing old feelings. Ethical dilemma. Forgive infidelity born of turmoil? Or walk away? Weeks of no contact. I focused on solo album, tracks raw with pain. Release day. Critics raved. Julian's heartbreak opus. Jordan attended the launch incognito, approaching after. Proud of you, and sorry. We talked, hours dissecting the kiss's roots. Unresolved past, societal shame. I choose you, he vowed. Tentative reunion, but trust rebuilt brick by brick. Family reconciliation inched forward. His mother called. We miss you. Can we meet Julian? Surprise visit to New York. Awkward dinner, probing questions. How did this happen? Jordan firm. It just is. Dad silent, but a nod at end. Love you, son. Progress painful. Society's acceptance varied. A joint interview in Out magazine shared our story, backlash and praise. Inspiring versus disgusting. Jordan's career rebounded with authentic appeal. But costs, lost privacy, constant scrutiny. As we settled new conflicts, marriage talks, Jordan eager, I hesitant. After everything? Debate. Symbol of commitment or societal pressure. We chose yes, small ceremony in the Catskills, friends only. Vows exchanged, rings on fingers. Joy but shadowed by absent family. Post-wedding, bliss mixed with reality. Jordan's father relapsed health-wise. Blame whispers resurfaced. Our sin caused this. Jordan wavered, visiting alone. returned conflicted. They want grandkids, the traditional way. Absurd, but it planted seeds. Argument. Surrogacy? Adoption? He, maybe, me, or regret. The strain peaked at an anniversary gig. On stage, he faltered mid-song. My lyrics about enduring love. Offstage, I can't pretend anymore. Heart sank. Pretend what? That this is enough. The damage. It's too much. The words too much echoed like a final refrain, leaving me stunned backstage as the crowd applauded obliviously. Jordan's eyes, once full of promise, now held defeat. Julian, we fought so hard, but the cost. Family, career, sanity. Is it worth it? I grabbed his arm. Worth it? This is us. But doubt mirrored in his gaze. The accumulation of betrayals, pressures, and moral wrestlings cracking our foundation. We drove home in silence, Manhattan's lights blurring through rain-streaked windows. Unpacking, the gig reminded me, fans love the story, but living it? Exhausting. I countered, we chose this. He sighed, did we? Or did I drag you into my mess? Self-blame surfaced, his therapy revelations of pushing boundaries without full commitment. Ethical bind. Stay and fight or release for healing. Separation loomed. Space, he suggested. I moved to a sublet in Brooklyn, heart heavy. Friends divided. Some let go. He's toxic. Others, true love endures. I journaled lyrics, pouring turmoil into art. Jordan's social media hinted at struggle. Cryptic posts about lost paths. Rumors flew. Breakup? A month in, he called. Meet. At our old cafe, he looked gaunt. Miss you. But family. Dad's worse. Blaming my choices. Manipulation. They're offering reconciliation if I change. Rage. Change? Back to lies. Tears. Tempting for peace. Betrayal anew. Then go. But no, it's cowardice. He left. Unresolved. Alone, I confronted my role. Had I idealized him, ignoring red flags? Therapy for me. Love isn't martyrdom. Clarity. Our bond, beautiful yet destructive. Society's role loomed. How many relationships buckle under external hate? Jordan's decision came via text. Going to Texas. Need time. World tilted. Friends rallied, but pain consumed. I threw myself into tours, solo shows drawing crowds empathetic to my story. One night in LA, a fan shared, your songs helped me come out. Purpose amid ache. Months passed. Jordan's updates via sister. He's withdrawn. Seeing church counselor. Regression. Worry nod. Then, a package. My old notebook with a note. These were ours. Keep them. Finality stung. Rebuilding. New collaborations. Tentative dates. But echoes remained. A viral interview. Jordan denying our past. Calling it friendship exaggerated. Hurt exploded. Social media backlash. Liar. His career tanked further. Confrontation inevitable. I flew to Texas unannounced, showing at his parents' door. Shock. Julian. Inside, tense, parents glaring, Jordan pale. Why? I demanded. He. To survive. Argument erupted. Family defending values. Me challenging hypocrisy. Love isn't sin. Dad. It's unnatural. Jordan silent, torn. Private talk. I betrayed you again. Scared. Admission. The kiss with Mark wasn't one-off. Emotional affair. Testing straight life. Devastation. Why? To fit. Moral crossroads. Forgive cycles or end. I left, advising, choose yourself, not them. Back in New York, closure sought. Public statement. Our story ends, but lessons endure. Support surged. Jordan's silence deafening. Time healed slowly. New love interest. Chris. Open. Unburdened. Dates brought lightness, contrasting past drama. but Jordan's shadow lingered. Then, awakening, Jordan's surprise appearance at my concert. On stage, he joined for duet Our Old Song. Crowd wild. Backstage, I was wrong. Left home, out fully. Therapy breakthrough, accepting self. Can we try? Caution. Trust broken. I'll earn it. Tentative restart. Dates. Talks. Rebuilding. Family cut off permanent. Society mixed. Career revival. Joint album on authenticity. But doubts persisted. Highs of reconnection clashed with lows, triggered arguments. Is this healthy? Friends asked. We pondered. Love's price too high? Reconnection wasn't a fairy tale. It was gritty, laced with the ghosts of past decisions and their steep prices. Jordan and I started slow. Coffee dates turned therapy sessions, dissecting every betrayal, every wavering choice. I let fear rule. He admitted over brunch in a quiet Upper West Side spot. And it cost us years. I nodded, my own regrets surfacing. I held on too tight, ignoring the signs. We committed to honesty, no more shadows. But society's glare never dimmed. Paparazzi snaps of us walking hand in hand sparked headlines. Jordan's redemption or relapse? Comments dissected our every move, some celebrating queer visibility, others decrying it as a phase. Family wounds festered. Jordan's attempts at olive branches, letters, calls, met stone walls. His mother's rare response, praying for your return to light. The moral tug-of-war intensified. Was cutting toxic ties liberation or abandonment? Jordan grappled nightly, staring at ceiling fans. They raised me. Owe them. I'd counter, you owe yourself truth. Therapy helped, but guilt's tendrils clung. Career paths diverged then converged. My solo success brought independence. Jordan's indie label embraced his story, leading to a documentary pitch. Behind the lyrics, we collaborated, raw interviews exposing vulnerabilities. Release night, nerves high, critics praised authenticity, but conservatives boycotted. A death threat arrived, forcing security. This the life we want? Jordan whispered. I held him. It's the life we're building. Internal conflicts persisted. Jordan's bisexual identity emerged clearer. Attraction to women lingered, complicating us. Does it change things? He asked fearfully. Honesty. Only if hidden. Discussions deepened bond. But jealousy flared when old flames messaged. Trust rebuilt through actions. Deleted contacts, open phones. A pivotal moment. Jordan's father passed suddenly. Funeral invite came, conditional on attending alone. Dilemma, honor or boycott. Jordan chose no. Can't pretend. Grief hit hard, alone in our apartment. I supported, but questioned. Regret? No. But pain's the price. We mourned together, strengthening resolve. Society's evolution offered glimmers. Marriage equality firm, but pockets of hate remained. At a gala for LGBTQ plus rights, we spoke, Jordan's voice steady. Love's not a choice. Hiding is. Applause thundered, but backlash followed. Lost gig, online harassment. Resilience tested. Worth it? Always yes. As years blended, our story became legend in music circles, inspiring young artists to live authentically. We adopted a rescue dog, symbolizing new family, but echoes of damage. Therapy ongoing, friendships lost. In quiet moments we'd reflect. The proposals, breakups, reconciliations, all for this. One evening on our balcony, city skyline twinkling, Jordan turned, Julian. Through it all, you were my muse. I smiled. And you my voice. Embrace sealed, but awareness of fragility. The journey's end? Not really, life's ongoing. Highs of shared successes contrasted lows of lingering prejudices. But we chose each other, paying the toll. Was clinging to love through betrayal and societal storm the ultimate triumph? or merely a prolonged surrender to illusion.